Hey everyone, happy Monday. Thanks for joining me tonight for another craft night with friends. Tonight we are switching gears from embroidery. We are back to the Splendid Sampler 2 quilt. I think we'll start sewing together some of these blocks to make them into our larger quilt blocks today. So that is the plan. Thanks again for joining me. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for beginners. And I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, and I'm here for about an hour and work on projects from beginning to end. So we are deep into this Splendid Sampler 2 quilt. We are doing the whole thing quilt-as-you-go, which means we are actually doing the quilting of it. We're sewing the back to the front with the batting in pieces and then is sewing them together larger. And I'll show you that when I switch to the above camera here. But we have some blocks that we've been working on for the past several months. And I think it's time to start sewing these into our larger pieces that we can quilt together. So that is the plan for this week. Let's see how far we can get on this today. So all right, you guys, let's get going. Okay, and hello, I'm on TikTok again today, too, off to the side here, so thanks for joining me over there as well. Okay, so let's check this out. I have my bin of batting and backing pieces, so we'll have to pick out a couple more of those when we get to it, and I'm going to need some sashing pieces and these little squares again. So we'll have that ready on the side here. But this is kind of where we're at with this quilt, just to review. So each one of these is a square a smaller block that we've been making from this book of 100 different blocks. And we've been sewing them into a grouping of 4 with a little piece of fabric on separating all the pieces. And then we've been quilting that, which means just sewing the back fabric to the front fabric with the batting on the inside. You can see the batting there. And then we've been attaching them to each other. So we do actually have a couple of rows here, just all quilted up already. So that's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this one needs one more grouping of 4 to get a full row. And I think we have... Yep, we have 2 rows that are all ready to go. I love the background on this one, this little seascape here. But anyway, so this has a grouping of 5 of our bits, and this one as well. So eventually we're going to have to sew these long pieces together. I think we're just over halfway done with these. So basically what I'd like to do today is start sewing another group of 4. So another group of 4 blocks together here. And we'll be on our way to doing more quilting this week, which would be really, really fun. And I actually have a request from my mom, so maybe we'll do that for quilting. So right here, you can see we've done this kind of scalloped edge, and this was done with a ruler. So with the quilting ruler, with the special quilting foot as well to do the scallops. She is trying to do that and is having a really difficult time, and I feel like I remember this not being the easiest thing to do either. So I think we both could use some practice on our ruler work, specifically the scalloped edges. So I think we're probably going to do a little bit of that this week. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm excited, so let's get going. I'm going to set these, the little quilt just to the side up here. And let's just kind of lay out what we have going on here. So we have, I think we have 8 blocks here, so let's see, which means we can make 2. Scooch this up here. All right, so we have, I think we have a couple ones with mugs on, which is kind of fun. Let's just kind of make our 2 groupings. That'll work. And thanks everyone for joining me again here. So we are on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok right now. If you want more of a little kind of behind the scenes look at my little workspace here, head over to TikTok. Otherwise, we're kind of our normal view everywhere else. Okay. Just trying to like group these. I think we can do these together. I kind of like the white backgrounds here opposite. Actually, I really kind of like how this is looking right here. So let's keep this as 1. So we do have 8. So we do have enough for 2. I mean, this one's kind of silly that we have 2 cups with it, but kind of like that. What if we went something like this? Then we have like a light path and a dark path here. It's kind of fun. I think I'd rather have that, like the 2 lights and then the 2 kind of darks. I mean, you know, they're all kind of light, but comparatively, you know, this kind of tan is darker than this white. We could go like this, where it's kind of crisscross, but then the 2 mugs are right next to each other, and I'm not sure I like that. I think I like this. All right. I think we're good. Let's go with this. Ooh, I want my little duck guy to be right side up, though, so we'll go here. Ooh, these are also pretty. Okay, so I'm going to just keep these as 2 groupings, and what we need now for both of these is a sashing piece for each. So 4 sashing pieces to go in between each block, so 8 total, and then we're going to need a little tiny square to go in the middle, and I can show you what that looks like. So here's an example. We've been doing, this is actually some white in here, and then we have like that one tiny little square right in the middle there. So I have all that kind of pre-cut, so let's just peek back into our bin here. I have to keep a whole separate bin for this stuff. And actually, you know what? Maybe we'll get the batting and backing out right away. So let's do that. Then I can put this bin away. Okay, we've already cut some backing pieces. I'm actually not sure I have enough of all this backing, so I don't know. I think my mom has some of this color yet, because I don't have any more of this color, so we might have some white in the background. We'll see. But let's just grab 2 pieces, 1 for each of these. So this is going to be the back of the quilt, ultimately. And let's grab some batting pieces. So I'm also recycling batting that I have, so I have all different styles. So normally you wouldn't use a pile of different batting in the same quilt, just because they stretch differently, they wash differently, but I'm kind of okay with that. If some wrinkles up more than other spots, I think that's kind of interesting. So I don't know. I think I might go with this floofy stuff this time, because I do want to get those scallops, and I think the fluffier we get, the more pronounced those scallops would be. So I might actually put like 2 of these. Maybe we do a test. So like, let's do one of them with like double layer of this fluffy stuff, and then maybe we do a single layer and see how that acts differently. I think that'd be kind of fun. So let's grab those. We might need to cut some more batting before we're done here. We'll have to see. Okay, and I need 2 cornerstones, so I'm just going to grab the top 2. We got a red one and a blue one. That's fine. That can be random. And then I need 8 of these. So we've already pre-cut like 1-inch strips, and that's what we're going to use. Ooh, this is too short, so I must have been using this as a scrap, so we can't use that one. I'm just going to grab from this big stack. So let's grab 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Man, you guys, we've been embroidering so much here lately that it feels so weird to be playing with fabric again. I'm excited. This is going to be fun. All right, I think we have all our pieces that we need. So I'm going to throw this on the ground. And we'll leave the quilt here for now. Shimmy that out of the way a little bit. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let's just move that. When I'm working in a itty bitty spot like this, all the space is nice. And I'm actually going to put this behind me too. I want all the space. Okay. So I guess let's work on this one first. I've already kind of shushed this one to the side. Let's go with, I think the blue over there would be kind of pretty. So we're going to put the little pink piece on this one. Okay, so let's kind of lay this out. It's basically a 9 patch where you have 9 pieces, 3 rows and 3 columns. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then we'll have some going this way. I do want to press these yet, I think, and you can see that I actually have they're different size pieces. So whenever I had a block that had a lot of border, I left it because when we quilt this, it's going to kind of suck in the fabric a little bit. It's going to kind of bunch up. So I wanted as much fabric on the outer edge as I could, but I need to trim it, the inside edges, so they kind of are able to be sewn with these, so it makes sense. So I am going to have to trim these a little bit. And you know what? I'm going to wait to do the second one all by itself. Yeah, I'm going to trim these first. So let's get the iron going. Let's give them all a quick press. And then I think, yeah, we'll trim them. So they should be the 6.5 inches. I have my 6.5 inch ruler here. One final press before we get them all sewn up. Whew, I'm gonna try and read you guys' comment. Oh, not enough backing. Oh, that's what happened to you. You ran out of backing. Oh, yep. I know, that was silly of me to start off with just not enough backing. I suspect I was using I've been on this like using up what I have sort of trend, I suppose. But then silly stuff like that happens, like, oh, I got a whole bolt of this, and I don't have that much fabric. So I did, I think, snipe some of it from my mom. My mom had that color backing fabric. But then I thought, you know, if I run out, it'd actually be kind of cute if I had a few of these little white, squares on the back too, just here and there. I think it's part of the story of the quilt a little bit. That's right, that's that quilt that I ran out of fabric because I did not plan beforehand. I have my favorite tool here, the cordless iron. Ugh, it's the best. Okay, this has a really jaggedy edge, so this will be good to just check the 6.5 inches on all of these. I am trying to kind of keep them in their place here yet as well. But all right, let's get the cutting mat out. All right, checking all of these. I'm gonna get my cutting glove in case I need that. Okay. This one might be all right. But I am just the two edges that are gonna be sewn to other pieces, like let's just give those a decent cut. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna go a step further. Let's get our rotating cutting mat. That's gonna make this even easier. So let's just cut these two sides nicely. They just have like a little guy hanging off here. Let's just trim. Great. So that one goes there. So these are the two clean edges. So that's what we're going to match up. I'm just looking at the comments, you guys. I'm really far away from the comments, so I'm going to have to get some magnifying glasses on my head. All right, so now this is the one that's kind of important. So I want to leave the edges long on the side that's not being sewn so that when I have that extra leeway when I quilt, but the two sides that are going to be sewn to these sashing pieces, I want to pretend it's at that 6.5 inch area. So what I'm going to do is kind of center this as best as I can. And I'm centering the flower part, so I want those to kind of be like equidistant from the edges. It all looks like they're kind of maybe 3/8 of an inch. Oh, it's more of a 1/2 inch. Okay, just shy of a 1/2 inch there. Let's get the top and bottom, and yep, just shy of a 1/2 inch there. Okay, so I think we're pretty centered. Good. So I'm going to trim these two sides because I have this little duck fussy cut in here, and I want to keep that upright. So I'm going to trim this edge. Just trying to be careful. All right. And I'm going to trim this edge. And the other edges I'm leaving long. There we go. So we're actually like so. So these are the two that I trimmed, and those are the two that will attach to the sashing. So that same thing we have to do with this one, where it looks like I've also left extra. I'm not quite sure. Now this one's pretty close. So this one, may have a little extra on top. 1 inch from the edge. 1 inch from the edge would be like here. Ooh. Yeah, this one I'm just gonna clean up a little bit, I think. Yeah. Yep. All right, so let's get the two sides here. I think the last time I worked on this was at my parents' house, and that was embroidery too. Oh, Lynn says I just traced my cute little fox. Oh, and gathered floss. Yay! Fun. Yes, so the fox embroidery, let's see. Oh, I have that right here. So our embroidery of the month for this month, for August, this is what we'll be stitching next week. So there we go. We'll be back to embroidering next week. That'll be fun. Tons of embroidery lately, but I'm all for it. It's fun to mix it up, though. I like that we can have some sewing in there as well. All right, so I think we're good. Oh yeah, let's just double check this one. Oh yeah, this one's all jaggedy. Let's just try and. Ugh, he's a little small too. Yeah, this one's kind of tricky. I'm going to leave the top, but I'm just going to kind of trim this edge a hair. We did not do this one super cleanly. But it's got a zillion pieces. I think this one had like 40 pieces or so in, which is crazy for a 6.5 inch square. All right, I think we are ready to get sewing here. Let's bring all these back. So what I'm going to do, we basically have 3 columns and 3 rows. They're all different sizes, so some of the columns are like just these little 1-inch strips, and some are larger, you know, the blocks. So I think we're going to sew the first 2 columns of each, or of each row, the first 2 columns. So we'll sew those 3 on the machine, and then we'll take the top one off, sew that to it, then take the second one off, sew that to it, and take the last one off and sew that. Then we'll have our 3 rows. That'll allow us to, it's called chain piecing, where I can just stay on the machine as much as I can. And then after that we'll press, and then we have to sew these rows together. So that'll be our first kind of block. And then we will do the same thing with the second one. And let's see if we can do all that tonight. I don't know. All right. To the sewing machine. Let's scooch on over. So man, we have not used this sewing machine in ages either, it feels like. Gosh, isn't that funny? Yeah, we just work on some other projects for just a teeny bit, and it's like, haven't sewn. Gosh, I haven't even checked the bobbin in here. Hopefully we have enough bobbin, because it looks like I have a pile of empty bobbins just sitting here, waiting to be filled. Oh, let's get a leader started as well. Oh, I got my little stopper in. All right, well, it's sewing. That's positive. Oh, you caught me today, yes. Ooh, come on, guy. Slow to wake up here. Okay, and I'm just realizing I should have maybe paid attention to this because I theoretically want to match up all these points, so I maybe should have sewn with that side up. Yeah, look, I totally cut this point off here, but oh well, too late now. I'm not going back. Right, here's the second row. So we'll be working on this project for the week. I think we can get pretty far on it. I'm excited for it. It was a debate whether I either make more blocks, because I think we still have like 34 or so to go. Oh god, maybe even like 36 or 7 or something yet. I'll have to count again. But we had 8 blocks here, and I was kind of feeling doing this instead this week. Moving along the project. All right, I'm going to snip off that first row that we did. There we go. And so there we are so far. Got the little sashing piece on. Let's get this piece. Now this, I want to match up that bottom edge because I'm letting the top edge be long. Because it's that piece that we left a little bit big. Since we'll be quilting this week, it also means I'm going to get the other sewing machine out. That one that doesn't really work except for quilting. So, I don't know. We can take a look at that again, maybe. Ooh, Robin says I have a king-size quilt under the machine. Dang, that's big. Just started quilting it. Oh, you feel completely squished in that spot with a large quilt. Oh, God, I bet. I just keep thinking, like, we went for a walk outside today, and in my head it was beautiful and lovely and nice, but man, halfway through that walk, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. It's so humid and warm still. So, I don't know. It was a lot. I think I'm going to put that. There's nothing I really have to match. Oh, I do kind of have to match up. There are some points here that I am going to aim for. So I'll sew with this on the top. It was kind of a little bit bigger than this other piece, so I was going to put the big piece on the bottom. That's the typical rule, so the feed dogs grab it better, but I want to see those points that I want to try and match up. They should be just right on the 1/4 inch mark, but you never know. Let's get the stiletto out. There we go. All right, going through that first point now here where it crosses. Trying to go through that second point. There we go. We got our rows, so let me get a leader in here again. That didn't take that long. All right, and we will go and press those. All right. So here we are, our 3 pieces. All right, top row, middle row, and bottom. What am I sewing? I am sewing the Splendid Sampler 2 Quilt Along. Oh, I don't have the book here. It is a book called the Splendid Sampler 2. This is the second iteration of it. It is a quilt that is 100 different quilt blocks by different designers. And we are going through every single block and sewing every single one of these blocks, which is getting kind of exhausting, I do have to admit. I mean, it's not exhausting. I'm having fun doing each one, but man, I can't wait for this to be done because it's a big project. And I mean, I love it. I feel like I'm learning a ton doing it. But still, it's a marathon, and I like my little sprints. That's why I pepper in all the embroidery while I work on these big projects. All right, so I'm pressing those seams towards the inside here, and just the top and the bottom ones I'll press towards the inside. It's just kind of where the direction they want to go. And then the middle one I'll press the seams towards outwardly, and then we'll be able to sew them together. You always want to press for sure when you're sewing, because where that fold is at, if you don't kind of like open that up, you're losing millimeters of fabric, and those millimeters add up for sure. Okay, so here we go. We got our 3 rows. So now let's put them together. So we have to match up. I want to match up these lines here. And we got some points here that I need to pay attention to as well. But I might just not pay attention to it. I already clipped this one here. But yeah, so let's flip this over. I am going to get the clips out. So I will start with matching up those seams. So since the seams are pressed in opposite directions, the little folds will bump up next to each other, and if I can get those to be just right next to each other and get a clip in place, we should have like perfectly lined up seams. So that's the plan here. Get another one clipped right here. Thanks again for joining me, everyone. I know it's a little, if you're on, I'm new to doing this on TikTok. You got a little different view here. I'm actually filming on YouTube and Facebook right now. So I have, you guys can kind of see my above camera. We got 3 cameras going on here. And so you can see a little bit behind the scenes over on TikTok. So if you're on YouTube or Facebook and get sick of seeing my hands and want to see my whole workspace and me working in here again, you can peek over on TikTok. All right, I'm just clipping these. I'm not going to worry about those seams that I need to match. Actually, I can kind of see them through the fabric because I have white fabric here. I'll just aim for them through the fabric. That's good. We'll do that. And you'll notice right here, it's shorter because I've left my stashing shorter because remember I left that extra thickness on the edge here for when we quilt. We have that extra little bit. Okay, so I got to sew this first, and then we'll take it off, and then we'll sew the second piece on. So let's do that. Okay, back to the sewing machine. All right. I think this is turning out fun, though. We've been calling this our blonde quilt. It's a color challenge for me because usually I do all these bright, saturated, I call them like juicy, kind of jewel tone, juicy juice quilts. Like that's just the colors that I kind of naturally like lean towards. So this is a challenge, like for me. Can I make a light, like white background looking quilt with just like pale colors? and kind of still get the contrast in between blocks and everything, because, you know, on some blocks you have a light part and a dark part, right? And it's really easy to get lights and darks, but if I only have light color fabrics, how do I get that light to dark? It's been a little bit of a challenge. All right, get another leader going here. All right, snip that. Ooh, there we go. So those seams lined up super duper well right there, which is, yep, they're lined up really well. I thought one was maybe a hair off, but I think that's just because there's some white in the fabric there, so it looked a little off. But nope, we're good there. So let's do the same thing here. I'm gonna flip this over. Let's match up these seams. Then we'll have one of these done already. I'm hoping we can get the. Oh yeah, we got some time. I'm hoping we can get the other one done as well, because then tomorrow we can pin these together. We can baste the backs and the middle and the fronts together. Then we have a quilt basically at that point. We may have to add. I've been kind of doing that after. So I'll probably get the other sewing machine out, and I'll get my extension table. So we'll get the whole shebang set up here tomorrow, and then. Oh, we might be able even to start quilting tomorrow. That'd be great. So I'll get those rulers out. I'm gonna try using. We're gonna try doing some ruler quilting, which I am not practiced at. That'll be kind of. I always like learning, trying to learn more doing all these projects. So maybe we'll just practice exclusively with ruler work this week, just because I'm not good at it. And I know there's got to be some tricks out there. So if any of you guys do ruler work with quilting on a home machine, my mom and I will take all the tips you got. Starting tomorrow. All right, let's back to the sewing machine here. So this is our last seam on this guy, though. Oh, you guys, I gotta show you something. I'll probably show you tomorrow, but maybe I can grab them. But they're redoing our siding. So we had hail damage like a year and a half ago or so. So we get to redo our siding because of that. And they're kind of taking off the side. Well, obviously, but like the one side, there's a hole where the attic is, which is crazy. Maybe they cut that hole in, but I don't know if they did. And they said they gave these to John, but like newspapers were coming out of it. And John was looking at them. They're newspapers from 1947. This house was built in 46, I thought, but maybe it was in 47. And they're using these newspapers as insulation. So we have like 1940s newspapers, but there's a movie poster with Rita Hayworth as the actress. There's like, I don't know, a sewing pattern to get, and and Ike is coming to St. Paul. So it's kind of crazy. I mean, there are these old newspapers, just like little bits of them, but they're kind of cool. So we're going to end up tossing them because it really is just like tiny little pieces, but I want to take photos beforehand, and I think you guys might like them. I might try and grab them here. We'll press this and see how this goes first, but I want to show you guys those. All right, I think, ooh, we have a really good seam. So those matched up perfectly. That looks good. Great. This is excellent. So let's press this quickly. And then I'm going to grab those little newspapers. They're really fun. Except for it's scary knowing that that's what's up in our attic. I mean, that's our insulation is newspapers from 1947. I mean, that's weird. I'm thinking that's how most of these old houses are in our neighborhood. This is looking cute though. So here's our first quilt block, bigger size quilt block here. So those are 4 of our smaller blocks together. And here, let me grab those newspapers quick. So here, check these out. All right, so I'm gonna lower you guys down here. But yeah, here we go. Like, Ike may speak at St. Paul's Lincoln dinner. I mean, so here, it's from Friday, October 17th, 1947. Here's a kitty and puppy being rescued. Just like some really kind of fun drawings. So like here, from the 1947 newspaper, Bruce Wood wedgies in black suede. So there we go. They're smart and easy on your feet, easy on your eyes, and easy because easy on your purse because they are so sturdy and long wearing. There we go. Here we go. Billowing skirts give that Gibson look. I think that's a sewing. Oh no, that might not be a sewing pattern. Nope. That's for like young girls in there, just to get like their school dresses and stuff. Oh, here we go. 1/2 carat solitaire ring, almost 1/2 carat. Look at these illustrations though. Oh, here's that. The Archeo Orpheum, like in Technicolor, Rita Hayworth, Down to Earth. Oh yeah, here's the movies that we're playing: Gallant Journey, Kiss of Death, Fun and Fancy Free, Down to Earth, Dillinger, Deep Valley, The Adventures, Duel in the Sun, Untamed Fury, Desert Fury, The Unsuspected, and Moss Rose. Anyway, it's just crazy. All of these, this is just in our house. These crazy little newspaper guys. Anyway, I think that's just fun. Yeah, the article's like, ooh, Ike might come to St. Paul, you know? I mean, that's just so interesting. All right. So we'll probably toss those because they're like so... They're like kind of coming apart and, you know, they're dirty, but they're not moldy or anything, which is crazy. So, you know, maybe that's good. Maybe they're working as insulation. It's dry, apparently. So maybe it's all good. All right, let's get the other one started. But John found that. There's more, obviously, up there, too. There's one hanging out of that hole in our roof, the side of our house there, that says... It says congratulations, so you know, I don't know, maybe that's the like announcements page or something, who knows. All right, here's our next one. We're gonna have to do the ironing and trimming for this, so we might not get this one completely sewn tonight. I kind of got yammering and wanted to show you guys those, but like just like the drawings, these old, I mean, drawings from 1947, pretty fun. Maybe I'll take a little video of that a little bit. Oh, Gretchen says I found my great grandfather's obit in the news. Oh my gosh, that's fascinating. Oh, they would make a neat collage. They would. Maybe I won't toss them right away. I'll definitely photograph them. Maybe I'll do a little. Maybe I'll do a little TikTok with them or something. Just then I know that they're preserved in some way, in video at least a little bit. All right, I'm gonna press these and then we'll measure and trim like we did the other ones. Oops, that guy came with me. But yeah, I mean, snippet in history, right? It's just interesting. In an old house like this. We found other weird stuff like razor blades with fancy handles and, you know, stuff hidden in rafters here before, so that's been kind of interesting. Always fun to find out more history of the house. I mean, you know, now that they've taken the siding off, I mean, it's just like, here's some 2x4s on the outside of this house and some tar paper, and that's it. That's all there is to a house. Which, I mean, duh at the same time, but when you see it, you know, for real, it feels different. Okay, let's trim. This rotating mat's super helping me for this, I think. Okay, so let's just double check that we have our 6.5 inches. Yeah, this one's right on there. I'm not gonna trim that at all. This one though, this is one that I left the extra, so I do need to trim off. We need to kind of center this and trim off the two edges. Okay, right now I'm about an inch from the top. Okay, wait, that's an inch. Okay, 3/4. I think about there vertically. Let's see. Huh, that's pretty far over. Okay, that's an inch over here and about an inch. So, okay, we got an inch on the sides. I must have not centered this correctly from the get-go because it feels like we have a lot of extra over here, but that's fine. Okay, I think right like so. All right, I'm going to trim that side and this side. Oh, that's right. Robin says, I remember the odd-looking cartoon painted in your basement. Yes! So we have, it's still there. We have not painted over it or anything. But, you know, we got this house rehabbed by some rehab place or whatever. And they painted our basement just on cinder block. They painted it white, but they didn't use the right paint. So it kept chipping off. So we had to like scrape off that paint as much as we could, which we couldn't do all of it, but we had to scrape off that paint so we could put like some sealer or something on or whatever. But we started scraping off that paint and like there'd be like this weird red mark and then there'd be this other weird black mark and we're like, what is going on? Like, what is happening to our walls here? And the more we took off, we realized, oh my God, this is a painting. Someone painted the walls down here, and as we did that more, we found Mickey Mouse painted. We found Donald Duck, Pluto. Oh, and there's one more down there too. Maybe Minnie Mouse. Gosh, I don't know if it was Minnie. I'll have to look again. Maybe it was just Donald, Pluto, and Mickey Mouse. I think those three are down there, but just kind of barely, like within the scratching, so it's just wacky. Oh, I didn't check these two. Jeez. But yeah, so someone spent a lot of time. They were like they weren't decals or anything yet. I don't think there was decals. I think someone like an artist had to really kind of paint those. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I never thought about this before. We found out who the original owners were. One of my friends from college, another friend had started to work with her, and she's like, "Oh, you know Alyssa and John, they're just, and she was like, oh yeah, they're buying a house. This was like, 12 years ago or something. And so they were looking it up on the map, and our friend from college was like, that's my grandma and grandpa's house. And so we're like, what? So we are in our friends from college, grandma and grandpa's house, and they were the ones that built it originally. So we actually found out who lived here, and it was friend's grandparents. So I'm wondering, and we went to art school, and this friend is a great artist, designer, and now I'm wondering, oh my gosh, I wonder if like her grandma or grandpa painted that and had like an art thing in the family, which would make sense now. I never thought about it that it could have been her grandma that painted that. So, man, I'm gonna have to find out. But that hadn't occurred to me before. All right, I think we're all cut out here. Let's start sewing our columns again here. So we'll sew this column together first, then we'll get the second row. All right, so let's hop back over to the machine. But yeah, that's right. All those little Mickey Mouse guys are down there. I guess we've done kind of a lot to this house now that I think about it. Weird, silly little cleanup things. Yeah, we've been here a while, I suppose. Yeah, it never connected that the friend's grandma was probably the one, or grandpa, the one that actually drew those on the walls. They're creepy though looking, like, because they have all that scrappy paint on top of it. I remember I had to kind of doodle the rest of the Mickey Mouse, so you could kind of see what it was. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's like there for real. Oh, I forgot to put these elephants right side up, but they ended up right side up, so maybe I didn't forget. Maybe I subconsciously put them like that, but I don't remember actively trying to remember to do that. All right, let's get these rows. So what's nice about these compared to the last one is that I don't have any points that I have to match up. Everything's just so. Nothing has to, there's no like little, triangles that I accidentally will cut off the tip or anything like that. All right, let's get these. So we still have to press these. Ugh, I might just stay till I finish this tonight again. I know I've been running over late a lot of days here lately, but again, if I need to set up the whole other machine, we're gonna need this part of it done. So I will stay tonight till I have this 9 patch complete. So that just means I have to press and then sew the 2 rows. That won't take that long. Oops, get over here. So usually I'm here for about an hour, but sometimes you get me for a little longer. You worry about the old homes and lead paint that they use. Ugh, now I'm worried about that. Yeah, we're like, I don't know if we want all that, knowing that there's all that just paper. That's our insulation. I mean, we have some blown-in insulation, but that's probably all just chopped up newspaper, too. I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. Alright, I'm gonna get another liter here. Gotta work on this quilt, too. Alright, what do we got going on now? Time to press. Let's do that. Okay, iron is still warm. Oh, hold on a sec here. Might be losing ya on TikTok before we end here. I think I'm out of batteries. But I'll be back tomorrow too, so we will be working on this quilt all week this week, and tomorrow I will be doing free motion quilting on it, so that'll be fun. So it'll be free motion quilting, but first we have to sandwich these little quilt pieces. So we'll be putting on the backing and the batting tomorrow first, and then quilting. I'm excited. We'll do some of that ruler work, which I need tons of practice on, and that will be, I think, fun to try and learn how to do again. There we are. Pretty. Oh, I like with this white stripe down the center there. I forgot that, in my head I was just bumping these two next to each other, but we have that big stripe there. That's kind of fun. It looks like it says 188 there or something. All right. Well, let's just leave this here. I'm going to match these seams. So again, we've put those seams in opposite directions, so we'll be able to clamp those together. Get that nice continuing line. Okay, that's good, and then let's just extend this a little. Okay. I was going to do the next one right away, but we got to sew this one first. All right, let's get the stiletto here to help me out. Just trying to make sure those seams are butted up against each other. Whew. All right, need another leader. Oh, that's kind of beat up, but I think we'll be fine. Okay. Great. Ooh, Darlene's starting another baby quilt. Fun! Amy says, I'm thinking $10 for a pricey pair of shoes. Yeah, I know those, the wedgies from that newspaper. Oh, God. It's just funny. Actually, let's go this way. Okay, got those two seams. Hey, we might not even go over tonight. It's kind of fun when what I think is going to take a long time doesn't take as long as I thought. We'll give this a press and take a look at both of them. So again, tomorrow we'll sandwich them, meaning we'll baste with pins. We'll pin together the front with the batting square from earlier, so we got those here still. So with the batting square and the back, so we got these back squares all ready to go. We will pin those all together, and then we'll be ready to quilt, and we can do some of that quilting tomorrow. I'm pretty excited for that. It's been a while. Not that I'm complaining, it was fun doing all that embroidery, and next week we'll be stitching the embroidery of the month as well, so there's probably still time to get it. We'll be shipping them out tomorrow again. So the kit comes with all the supplies and the hoop and the floss, pre-printed fabric, all the goodies. Otherwise, we have just the pre-printed fabric with the pattern. That's an option. Ooh, I think I might have sewn over some of these applique pieces. We'll have to see. Oh, well. Yeah, these applique pieces are really close to the edge. But yeah, and then we have the PDF as well if you want to download the PDF. But that'll be that cute fox. Oh, and we saw the fox again. So we saw the fox in our garden. He hopped over the fence of our garden and then went to the raspberry bush and just kind of sat down and took a nap. He just napped in our garden, and then we saw him the next day napping in the same little spot there. So he's got his little napping nook in our garden. So that's kind of fun. So I did kind of grab this just a tiny single little thread from here, but I'm going to just let it be. I think it's supposed to look like these are supposed to touch the edge anyway, so this one actually is touching the edge. All right, let's press this quick. But the cute little fox, so I got some video. I'll have to put the video together for that yet. All right, get the front of this, and we will have our pieces all prepped and ready to go. And we won't have to press them tomorrow either, because I think these are pretty well pressed. Actually, just to speed things up and still keep on going right now for a little sec, let's give this another press, and let's press the back pieces right away. Then we don't have to do any pressing tomorrow. We can just assemble. That'd be fun. So I'll still show you guys both of these together, but let's get these backs, because they're pretty wrinkly. They've been folded in that bin for a while. All right. Get this side. And they'll probably keep this little fold in until I wash it, but we can get most of it out. Okay, much better. I'll plop it here. So these are going to be larger than our blocks by just a little. Just in case things shift around a little bit, then we'll have some leeway. There. Excellent. So that's all ready to go. Our two nice back pieces. And our batting pieces, we're going to do one that's 2 little floofy battings thick, so it'll be extra poofy, and then one we'll just do one and see what it looks like, see how different it looks. All right, and let's check out the 2 that we did tonight here. So this is going to be fun, all laid out. Let's get a little higher up there. Okay, so here's them next to each other. I like that we put the 2 coffee cups together here. So here's one, if you're on TikTok there, and the other. So again, these are all from the Splendid Sampler 2 book, which has 100 different of these blocks. And, you know, we just have 8 of them here. So we have been working our way. And some of these are so intricate. Like, you know, like this one I think had like 40 pieces or so just in a little 6-inch square, which is just crazy. Oh, could I move the camera? Oh, so can you guys see? Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, sorry about that. There you go, Linda. Sorry, you guys. Change your camera. Okay, I have too many things going on at once and can't see. Yep. Okay. I thought I flipped over, but I didn't. Sorry. There we go. So here we are. Let me shush this a little bit more, then you can, maybe I can get a little bit closer where you can still see everything. There we go. Sorry about that, you guys. All right. Down here. There. All right. So I'm, like I said, I'm liking these 2 coffee cups together. I think they're kind of fun. All right. And yeah, oh, we got the little cornerstones in there I think are cute. And we did kind of matching the ones next to it, the ones with color. Oh, we have 2 with a lot of color. So every 5 blocks or so, I've been making one with more color. Yeah, it's funny because I can see the camera on like next to me here. So I'm looking at the camera and then I realize, oh yeah, you guys can't see the camera. So sorry about that. But yeah, so tomorrow we will. Oh, you guys didn't get to see me press or anything either. So I pressed these, so they're ready to go. So this pretty yellow is going to be the back, and we got our floof, our batting underneath here. And yeah, so tomorrow we will attach all these. I have my basting pins here in the little jar. So the basting pins are those curved safety pins, and that they're curved helps you go down and up in the same motion to just go all the way down through the 3 layers and all the way back up through the 3 layers. That's easier with these curved safety pins. So just they have that little bend in them, and they're called like basting pins or curved safety pins, either or. So I got a whole batch of them here. Just pro tip, don't close them up when you store them. Just leave them all undone, like all open, because then you don't have to take them, you don't have to undo each one to start. You can just like dump them out a little bit here and then just start pinning. So I always store them open. That's a mom tip. All right, so that will be the first thing tomorrow. I will switch out this sewing machine for the my other one, the one that's behind me, and we'll get going on these. So some real quilting will happen this week. I'm excited for that. All right, there we go. Sorry about that with the camera there, but thanks for sticking with me. We will be working on this for the rest of the week. No finish it Friday this week, so we will have the whole week to work on it. I see no reason that we shouldn't be able to finish both of these. I guess it depends how intricate we get with the quilting, but based on history, I think we could finish, even if we took 2 days to do each of the quilting pieces, then we'd finish both of these this week. Which is great. We're moving this project along, so I'm happy about that. Okay, you guys, so I will see you tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, and we will continue this then. Have a great evening, everyone. All right, good night.